This video will run through setting up your GroinBar hip strength testing system. We'll start with the hardware. Your GroinBar comes with these parts: the GroinBar frame and crossbar, portable GroinBar head unit, a USB cable, a wall charger, and a hex wrench for assembly and disassembly if needed. Now let's put it all together. Firstly, you'll notice that the GroinBar frame has two sensors already assembled in it. Plug these sensors into the GroinBar head unit. Use the markings on the plugs to orient them correctly. If you're using the GroinBar with a USB connection, plug the small end of the USB cable into the bottom of the head unit and plug the big end into your computer. Now we'll set up your account on DashBord, our cloud database and analytics platform. This is where you'll control your team and its data. For teams that have already been using DashBord with their NordBoard, you won't need to set up an account again. For new users, you should have recently received an email from admin@voldperformance.com looking something like this. This email will step you through setting up your account. Number 1, your email will be your username. Number 2, click on the link provided to create your password. Once you're logged in, you'll see the list of all your team's tests. For new users, there won't be anything in here yet. Hover over the gear icon at the top right of screen and you'll see this menu. Click on View Players to view and add players to your team. Again, there won't be any players here yet for new users, so let's create some. Hover over Create Player at the top right. Here you'll see you can create a single player, or you can upload a number of players at the same time using an Excel template. Otherwise, if you prefer to set your team up one at a time during your first testing session, you can do this using the ScoreBord data collection app. Finally, let's set up your ScoreBord testing app. This is where you'll run your tests and view your data in real time as it's collected. Open up the email you received again and go down to number 4. Here you'll see two links. Choose OS X if you want ScoreBord for Mac, or choose Windows if you want to install ScoreBord on a Windows computer. This will take you to a download file, and from here you can install the ScoreBord data collection app on your computer. Once it's installed, open up ScoreBord and you'll see the login screen. Use the same email and password that you used to access DashBord earlier. This will take you to the Select Device screen. Now, before you turn your GroinBar on, ensure nothing is touching the sensor pads and that they're not being pulled or pushed. If any force is applied to them during startup, the GroinBar's readings can be distorted. If this does happen, just turn the GroinBar off and on again, or you can choose 0 now from the top right options menu later. Once your GroinBar is plugged in and turned on, you'll be able to select it from the Select Device screen. Otherwise, you can continue without a device. If you have Auto Detect turned on for your GroinBar, it will automatically detect whether it's connected to the crossbar or not. Alternatively, Auto Detect can be turned off to manually select the device mode. Always ensure your GroinBar is set to the correct mode before testing. Once your device is paired, the ScoreBord interface will appear. You'll set up and run all of your tests from here. Select the type of test you want to perform and the position you'll want to test in. There are a number of different test types and test positions preloaded in the software. Select the first player to be tested, or if you want to create a new player, you can click the plus button and fill out the same form we saw on DashBord. If you haven't set a bar position for your athlete, you can do it now. Selecting the correct bar position means your athletes will be able to set up faster for tests in the future. Each practitioner will have a different setup method, but here's a quick demonstration of how we recommend setting up for a 60-degree hip ABAD test. Firstly, move the bar up to the highest position. Have the athlete lie flat on the ground with the bar above the middle of their thigh. Bring one knee up so that the ankle is in line with the other knee. Now bring the second leg up to match the first, and the athlete's hips will now be at approximately 60 degrees of flexion. Now you can bring your crossbar down to the right height and save this number in the bar position menu. Encourage the athlete to shuffle backwards and forwards and let you know when the inside of their knees sit comfortably on the cupped rubber pads. You can set different bar positions for each test type and test position. If the outer sensors are too narrow for the athlete, just pull out the pin and adjust them to the wider position. Now you're ready to run your first test. Instruct the athlete to begin their first squeeze rep and ramp their force up over the course of 1 to 2 seconds and then hold. As the athlete squeezes, you'll see the groin bar's readings go down. This indicates that a squeeze or adduction is being performed. The squeeze results will also update at the top of screen, showing peak force and any imbalance between left and right legs. Then, perform an abduction pull against the outer sensors, again ramping force up slowly to max. You'll see the readings go up, indicating an abduction or pull is being performed. You'll also see the pull results update at the top of screen as well. Once the athlete has performed at least one adduction squeeze rep and one abduction pull rep, you'll see ratio scores appear at the top right of the summary bar as well. This ratio is adduction squeeze compared with abduction pull. So anything over 1 means that adduction is stronger, and anything under 1 means that abduction is stronger. You can pause the test at any time and then resume it, but otherwise, if you're happy, press finish. When reviewing a test, if there's a rep you're not happy with, or you think a false rep was recorded, you can deselect it from the rep list on the right-hand side. You'll see the summary scores change to reflect this. This test looks fine though, so we'll leave all the reps selected. If you're not happy with the test altogether, press discard. Otherwise, press upload to save it to DashBord. You need an active internet connection to complete the upload, but tests can queue up and then upload later once you re-establish a connection if you don't have one while testing. Once the upload is finished, you can flick across to the DashBord tab to view it. Here, you'll see the player's test we just uploaded. If you tick the box next to one or more tests, you can view summary graphs or export a test report. The DashBord tab shows you what you see if you open DashBord in your browser as well, so you can also access this from any other computer at a later point if you don't want to review this now. The groin bar can also test a lot more than just lying adduction and abduction strength, such as standing adduction, internal and external hip rotation, hip flexion, and a range of other positions. As we mentioned earlier, the portable groin bar head unit can also be used on its own, without the crossbar and frame. To do so, remove the head unit gently from the crossbar, ensuring the outer cables aren't pulled while doing so. If your groin bar is set to auto-detect attachments, it will switch modes and inform you it's detached from the frame. Unplug the cables, and now the groin bar can fit into a backpack, particularly handy for use on the road. Tests performed using the portable groin bar head unit can then be compared to your results from the bar and frame mode, so you can keep constant track of your athlete's strength over time, even when on the road. When testing without any attachments, you'll notice that the left and right leg scores will always appear the same. This is because the groin bar needs to be anchored to the frame in order to detect independent left and right leg readings. Now you're all set up, so go get testing.